What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another 7 o'clock premiere. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. You guys know I'm a long-time advocate of the death penalty. And in my opinion, they don't do it enough in this country. And they pussyfoot with criminals that run around here and give people death sentence in the street where they don't receive the death penalty at all. And I honestly believe that nowadays, even in the smallest crimes, a lot of times, the justice system coddles criminals for monetary gain. If you don't believe what I'm saying, this right here is proof of it. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of months ago, you guys remember the story out of Dallas, Texas, shout out Dallas, about this guy right here. Dude you see up here right now is YordanisCobos-Martinez. If you don't remember that name or his face, this is the guy that beheaded his boss. This man right here, Chandra Nagamalia, at a Dallas motel, beheaded the man in front of his wife and son. Cut the man's head off with a machete after vehemently attacking him. Kicked his head in the parking lot, picked it up, walked down the street, and threw it in a dumpster. In front of onlookers, people was out there. It was crazy. Anarchy in the damn streets. I want to know when they're going to put an end to this willful lawlessness just out here in society, where every day is somebody's own personal horror flick, and they're the star. And they show you time after time after time. Reason why we talking about this today, ladies and gentlemen, this motherfucker was just in court. And Texas says, we're not going to put this up for a death penalty case. He was so damn happy, he smirked in court. And you'll see it in this video before I come back with commentary. Take a look.
And as we work to learn more details about the victim as well, a witness here tells me that she saw what was a gruesome and graphic attack unfold at this motel near Samuel Grand Park in East Dallas. She says what started as a loud argument ended in horror.
An attack so disturbing the people who saw it can't understand why.
I feel lost. I was crying.
But Stephanie Elliott, who didn't want to show her face, will not forget how. She says she witnessed a suspect grab a machete and start chasing a man across the parking lot of the downtown suites in East Dallas.
He almost made it to the office, but then he slipped.
Then she says the suspect began slashing him over and over, dozens of times.
And that's when he got over on the top of him, and then he hit him again. She started just whacking at his neck, and then he just kept hitting until he decapitated him.
Police say they started getting calls just after 9:30.
Suspect has a machete, and fire is noticing that he is actually cutting someone's head off.
Our officers were proactively patrolling the area and responded quickly to take the violent criminal into custody.
They arrested the suspect a block away, the machete still on the ground. The victim, DPD says, died at the scene.
Could not believe that anybody would just do another human being that way.
Elliott says it started as an argument, but the suspect gave no reason why it ended like this.
Did he say anything?
No. What was left to say?
In East Dallas, I'm Cole Sullivan.
You know, it makes you question who could commit this kind of violence, and that's why we turn to senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez.
Rebecca, you helped us break this story. What have you learned about the suspect?
Well, I'll tell you, not a whole lot is coming out about the suspect at this time from DPD, but according to sources, the suspect was on probation out of California until he is officially booked. We are not releasing his name, but we have been able to confirm through court documents that the suspect was arrested in Lake Tahoe in 2017 when he attacked a woman sitting in her car. He was naked at the time. He tried to yank the woman out of her vehicle by her hair to steal that car. While awaiting trial in California on that case, he was arrested in Houston for aggravated assault in 2018. And here's where it gets a little murky. He didn't go to trial in the California case from the 2017 case until 6 years later in 2023. But he was convicted, went to prison, and then released on probation. He violated that probation, so the state of California issued a fugitive warrant for him. And that fugitive warrant was obviously still in effect today. And then obviously today he was arrested in Dallas for murder.
Rebecca, did he tell officers why he did this?
Well, my understanding is he was still being questioned at DPD headquarters, so we'll know more after they've finished interviewing him. I do know that he was taken to Baylor Hospital, possibly for a blood draw to test him for drugs and alcohol, but so much to still unravel here.
All right, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to more information tonight at 10.
Well, the state will not seek the death penalty against the man charged with beheading a co-worker in front of his family. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is live at Frank Crowley Courthouse, where the suspect made his first court appearance this morning. Sean.
Good afternoon to you, Dion. Yes, YordanisCobos-Martinez did learn today in this courtroom behind me that Dallas County does not intend to seek the death penalty for the gruesome crime he is accused of. Let's take you into the courtroom, show you what we saw and heard today. He was shackled at his waist, wearing a tan jail jumpsuit as deputies brought him into Judge Leila Lawrence May's courtroom. September 10th, Cobos-Martinez allegedly argued with then beheaded Chandra Bob Nagamalaya as the victim's family looked on in horror and disbelief. Defense attorney Leyland Clipper Peel said there could be mitigating factors, though, that will take time to investigate and develop. And prosecutor Julie Johnson told the court that the DA's office, at least for now, does not intend to try this as a death penalty case.
Your Honor, at this point, based on our investigation and my conversations, the state of Texas is not seeking the death penalty, but we do reserve the right to change our mind should anything come up.
Obviously, he's not from the United States. Mitigation is going to need to be done. That mitigation would entail having to make trips either by counsel or mitigation experts to Cuba and maybe some other destinations as well. So there's going to be extensive mitigation that needs to be done in this case.
The defense, though, told the court, look, we want it in writing that the district attorney's office does not intend to seek the death penalty, if in fact they really don't. Clifford Peel adding to the court, we don't want to go with the idea that they might reserve the right to change their mind. Would not be unusual. First of all, Dallas County does not seek death penalty in a lot of cases, but also this man, Cobos-Martinez, is not a United States citizen, further complicating any kind of death penalty if it was that type of capital case. It is a capital case that could be life in prison, but they aren't seeking the death penalty. And right now, no date has been set for trial.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. It shows justice system don't give a damn. This guy walked down the street and gave somebody a death sentence. And we see this every day in this country. This shit right here had a ripple effect across the world when it was shown. Especially in India. India shit on the United States about the violence and all this other stuff. I had responded to a news article, a person in the media in India in my video saying, hey, y'all got some crazy shit over there too. But it's all over. But I told you, America's fast becoming a third world country as far as violence is concerned, because the justice system allows it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is why I think that's bullshit about him not getting the death penalty. He cut a man's head off that was running from him in front of his wife and child. Killed him. Cold blood. And that ain't reason for a death penalty in front of witnesses and EMS. What do you think about that? If that doesn't dictate a death penalty case, what does? Then you wonder why criminals ain't scared to do what they do out here. Tear people's ass right out the frame in public and dare somebody to say something, to do something about it. Why? Because the justice system act like they fucking scared and want to be seen a certain way across the world as leaders in the new age, while letting all the small people get fucked up out here. This is absolutely shameful. Anybody that ever lost somebody due to a violent crime and the person got life, that's a slap in a fucking face. because that person still gets to live. They just on time out. Why does it always have to be up to strangers to come and say what happens to you after you do something to the victim's family? They have no say. They have no say. I would change that shit. I would change the laws. For real. Punishments would fit crimes. For it to be a death penalty case, it has to go up to a panel of strangers that ain't familiar with you, your family, the victim, nothing. And then they decide if it's going to be life or death for this person. See, they'd rather lock people up for life and make money off them because what does it cost? $50,000? Well, in 2000 it was $50,000 per inmate. And depending on where they send him, it may be more. So somebody's profiting from it and probably didn't even hear about this story. See, when you get locked up, you're just a name and a number. Just like certain things in society. When you go to the hospital, same shit. It's never personal. It's always business. And it's just the American way. And the justice system's no fucking different. That right there, I don't even know these people, but my heart bleeds for them because you already know what they see, they can't unsee. And it's hard to just be in that area without having some type of PTSD of, oh, my husband or my father died right here in this very spot. Who you think cleaned that blood up? Who you think cleaned the crime scene? A lot of times these people do crazy stuff in these crime scenes unless it's out on a public street. The family has to pay for that or pay somebody else to come in there and clean up a biohazardous crime scene. This guy killed this guy over a broken washing machine, an argument over a broken washing machine that he was using that he wasn't supposed to use, and it turned into this. That was your fucking boss. 2 other arrests over domestic violence. Not domestic violence, but violence out in the street. He was naked trying to carjack somebody. He should be in prison right now for that or dead. And you talking about, oh, he from another country. Yeah, but he was over here illegally and he was doing some illegal shit over here, so death be the penalty. If it's good for people over here, it's damn sure good for him. Why are we debating? What is this up for debate for? Who's making this shit? I'm gonna tell you something. I would start all these judges and stuff giving people breaks and stuff. I would say, you know what? If this is what you want to do, I want you to sign off that if this person does anything else in life because of a judgment that you made, giving them a second chance, it falls on you. Or if they do something, some of the proceeds of your salary will go to these people's family, and you will be forced until you can't work no more as a judge. If people's lives are being taken out of here, then you'll give part of your life coddling the criminal, giving them a second chance. And you see this shit over and over again. I bet motherfuckers will think twice then. I bet they think twice then. That was one of the most horrific things I've ever heard of publicly done in the United States, and nothing was done about it. They threw him with the rest. That right there could have been a rallying point to say, you know what, we done with this shit. And send out a PSA and say, you know what, after this, we can't have this shit no more. No more shooting in the street. No more shootouts. No more mass shooting. No more this. No that. Federal mandate. All malicious, cold-blooded crimes will carry a federal death penalty, and a swift one. No questions asked. I'd get rid of that death row shit too. This motherfucker's on that shit 20, 30 years, just sitting up there. I knew this type of shit would happen. I'm gonna be honest, in closing, I knew this was gonna happen. They'd rather make money off of somebody, you know what I'm saying, by keeping them alive, than taking them out of here and doing the right thing as they took somebody else out of. I'm gonna tell you something. This man in jail is probably worth more to those in power, revenue-wise, than this guy who ran that hotel, that small hotel. It always comes down to money at the end, and it's always an agenda. I bet if this happened to Charlie Kirk in front of his wife, I bet he would have got the death penalty. I bet. And I don't think it got anything to do with white. What I'm saying is this. Reason why I think that, Charlie Kirk was a bigger figure. And he was polarizing. So something has to be done. I told you, unless it fits the narrative of those above, to where they can look like they're doing something and make them look good in the way, by the way of doing it, then they down to do the real shit. But everybody else that's down here on earth walking around and not in a high castle like them, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't. They don't. And that's your proof right there. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Life in prison is just that. Life. They'll offer deals to criminals and all this other shit because they don't want to spend the money. Here we go again with the money in court for a trial. So they'll offer him a deal over time. Just keep track of it. Offer him a deal. Oh, second, third degree murder. Lock him away for 25 years. And by the time this comes up in a couple years from now, when he's sentenced, it'll be a small story. Nobody will remember it. And we go back on the hamster wheel of cyclical thinking because we're bombarded with the next big thing coming across while those up there try to herd us like sheep. Fuck that. See you in the next video. Take care.